how to think about what to do with your film later on. I think, to come back, it's very important to be honest with your film, to see, is my film fitting for this or is it fitting for that? Because you have to put effort in one or other. Of course, you can send your film and, you know, it can be lucky and screened at a big festival and things can open for you there. But what I think is really important is that you make a strategy in the region, because there are so many countries with a very similar economical, political situation in education and so on. One more example. Indian filmmaker Anand Patwardhan, who makes very good films and so on, but it's, for example, rejected with every film at IDFA. He was never screened there and so on. Okay, this year he is getting retrospectives at Paris Cinema du Riel. He was having a retrospective in London just last month. But that's like after almost 40 years of filmmaking that this filmmaker invested. What was he doing before? He sends, and he lives only from documentary making. He screens his films in India. Okay, you can say India is a big country, but he doesn't charge in India. Where he does charge, he charges abroad. He sells his films to American universities, American social institutions. You can't imagine how many people are interested in a specific polyphonic singing in Romanian, I don't know, region of, you know, so and so, or in one specific dialect that is spoken so there and there. So it's not only cinema scene, it's scene that concerns your subject. You have to think, what is my film talking about, who could be interested, and so on.
How to launch the film, and this is why it's so important to find a distributor before you actually launch your film, because the launch itself is a piece of art. The placing and the timing, and to make sure, because there's so many films out there, that your film stands out and that anybody sees it. As long as you agree on the launch, I think after that it's not a big issue on where you go or where you don't go.
Well, let's just say, I think that's where there's a, you know, festivals and sales companies are often, we work together, but we're also
yeah, put
let's
some
say on
conflict
different
in
ends,
place.
and the filmmakers are somewhere else again.
Yeah.
I think if you want to do this, like be successful commercially, and you find a sales company that's actually interested in your film and sees potential to sell, and I guess every world sales company, they want international appeal, of course, so that kind of excludes the regional things. So but if you have this kind of subject, and you know, you can always, I guess, negotiate that you maybe get like a final say in festival distribution. If you hand all your rights to a sales company, they will pick and choose for commercial reasons. I mean, that's your job.
No, but we're not in
But
Hollywood. You don't hand over your rights. You work together with your distributor. You hire your distributor like you hire your camera person or your negative editor.
Yeah,
you hire them. They have to earn their own salary, and you work together on launching a film. You don't give away your film.
No. But
not in this industry.
You got it really well. You've placed your film with Match Factory, huge sales company.
Michael Weber is very good.
Great. But it also means that your film will never screen at our festivals, because Match Factory won't even bother to send a DVD if you don't have the money to pay for it. Because, of course, it's different interests. But it's not their main interest to get the film screened as widely as possible. So they want a certain amount of money.
I think it's an academic discussion.
No, but you have to think about it.
Because you can, I mean, we don't handle festivals, for example, for our films. We just consult with the producers on what is the best strategy to do. And if the producer wants to bother sending a DVD to Nuremberg Human Rights Festival, welcome. If you come to me and you tell me, I have secret home videos from Ceausescu, and I want to make a film, I'll sign with you on a napkin, and I'll get you money from anywhere, and you'll make your film. If you tell me, the neighbor of my grandmother lives in this very interesting house and she has a cat and I want to follow her for a year, I'll say send me a rough cut. But the right launch is important.
And I guess from what you're saying is also maybe that's I'm just talking about the festivals now, praising the festivals. That's another thing that would be interesting for you to go to festivals. You're not going to make money usually, the smaller ones especially, but what you will do is you will have the chance to see what's actually being produced. And it's it's the most important thing, I guess. You have your personal vision. You have an idea how you want to make your film. But if you're out in the market, you're meeting people like the festival programmers, like the sales companies, who haven't just seen your film. They've seen 1 million films. And they've probably seen at least 30 on the almost exact same subject matter, with the exact same trendy visuals and stuff. So it's good for you to just to know what's happening.
We invest thousands of euros in the launch of a film, and we do that out of pocket on our own risk, and we're not subsidized or supported or owned by anyone else. So, you know, it's roughly 100,000 euros a year that I just invest on risk that I have to earn back. So I'm not paying filmmakers anymore. On the contrary, I mean, we're always sorry to see that in the production budgets there's never any budget for marketing cost. You know, because it costs money to get the materials ready, even if today we're working with files and HD cams. So, but it's expensive to get, you know, the dialogue lists, and you have to get everything in place to just be able and go out. You have to clear the rights, and very often it's not calculated. And so we would just very rarely upfront something to filmmakers. We used to, but it's the industry's gotten, the market's gotten too dry.
We have to be kind of, you know, thinking for everybody, what are the chances and what are the possibilities there for you. And I think you shouldn't give up filmmaking because you can't score that high, because it's important how you feel about telling your story that you want. Of course, when I was talking previously, I had in mind only that films should be good. So it's not only subject that matters, that you have really, like, you know, very important social, political issue, but really you make a good film, because only social, political, strong story can reach any audience if it's well made as a good film.